guys, how's it? Sorry, I kind of blipped a bit. How's it going, guys? How are y'all doing? So, I had been planning to do this video for a long time. I just couldn't get to it for some reason. It just, my things just have been in the way, um, and also in a couple days, I'm gonna go on a trip. I haven't been on a trip since before COVID, uh, which is a breath of fresh air. I've been wanting to go on a trip for a very long time. Um, yeah, I'm going to California in the LA area, which I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And then my grandma and I will go to the beach area. So this video is going to be about the Flash TV series ranking. Yeah, why it took me so long. I just really wanted to really know what my ranking is. It's just been like switching back and forth within the seasons, but I think I finally got my number ranking on the of the seasons. So here we go. So from worst to best, with Flash, it would have to be season 9. The more I think about it, it gotten worse and worse. I've seen critiques on it, and it kind of like such a letdown because this is the final season, and man, I I can't explain to you how disappointing this season really is. Like, they really did not put the effort in. It just did not feel like a Flash season about his main character. It's about literally everyone else except for Flash, which is disappointing in my opinion. They terribly mishandled the Red Death stuff. We should have had that in season 8. You could have had more time over there. And the Cobalt Blue, which fans have been wanting for a very long time, and they did this. That's, yeah, well, what a train wreck it was. And even worse than that, you did not just have 1, 2, but 3 filler episodes for the final season, and you had like a 13 episode count, which does not feature about the Flash. Like, does anybody remember the 3 filler episodes? I don't. Yeah, one is about Cecile. One is about Dreamer, which from a show that already ended, and episode 3 is another time prison storyline without, you have Barry there, but not him being the Flash. Yeah, I don't get it at all. And especially the series finale, like, they wasted the most iconic villains in Flash history. Reverse Flash, Zoom, Savitar, Cosby, which is nowhere near that iconic, but, and the worst part is none of them fought Barry. They fought Team Flash. It was easy as that. There were no stakes, no plot twists, none of that, no urgency. They were just defeated like that. Like, I mean, that was so humiliating. Like, it just shows the writers just hated the fans, didn't care for the show. Yeah, it's just, I would have to give it a 2 out of 10 because we had only 2 good episodes, which was the crossover, which was fantastic, and 9 episode 10 with Barry going back the year 2000, the day where his mother was murdered by the original Reverse Flash. Matt Letscher will always be the Reverse Flash to me, and to me, I felt like that's how the show should have ended. After season 9 would be season 7, which was originally the worst season. You had 3 good episodes, which was ending the season 6 arc with Mirror Monarch because of COVID. But then after that, you went with the Forces. The whole Forces arc made no sense. I mean, there was, besides Speed Force, the Speed Force, the Sage Force, the Strength Force, and the Still Force. And the weird part of it is they call Barry and Iris mom and dad. Like, they were created because of when the Speed Force was restored with Barry and Iris, that other forces were introduced, were created, and also making the Speed Force a villain and also making it human. That looks like Barry's mother. I think that is even humiliating for the audience. Like, having a constant reminder of his mother who died by the hands of his greatest arch enemy in history. Like, if I remember, the Speed Force was an entity that, like, makes an image of the people that Barry cares about or any speedster cares about for some type of arc or story that they're going with. But no, let's make the Speed Force human. And then you had a lot of, this season had filler episodes too, which I don't care about, which was, I thought I heard something, but Celia and Allegra, which were the worst episodes in history. And then you had the Godspeed arc, which, I mean, who literally thought of this? I mean, literally, who thought of this? You hinted Godspeed since season 4, and then teased him anew in season 6, and then result, you did this. And also, we had this Jake Doe storyline with August Harp, which honestly, should have been the whole season, what it should have been about. I would have been more invested with that. It would have created more of a relationship with them and Team Flash. I know it would have been a copy of season 1 and 2, but this would have made sense, trying to get this guy's memory back and then start having visions, like getting closer to who he is, and then he finally knows who he is, that he is Godspeed. That would have been better, and have a better motivation that he seeks justice in his own way, which happened in the comics. But no, let's make him a Power Rangers villain, because infinite velocity will be mine. Like, that's how ridiculous he was. I mean, fans have been wanting him since season 4, and they did that. And also, first of all, you brought Reverse Flash back with with Harrison Wells' face to fight Godspeed, even though it wouldn't make sense. Now, after season 7 is season 5, which is really my worst season, in my opinion. This is where we should have had the multi-villain arcs throughout the season, which I'm actually like, which I would have loved if it's just treated better. Um, yeah, I mean, you had like, yeah, this cicada stuff with the dagger after the incident with season 4, blowing up the satellite, and it was stretched way too long. That cicada was like way too hard to be defeated, even though he really is. Like, he really is easy to be defeated. I mean, he's literally not that threatening. The more you look at it, I mean, that actor really overacted the role. He always says, Gracie! Like, every time you don't treat him that seriously, you don't take him seriously, and he keeps flying away like Mary Poppins. It's like a waste of time, in my opinion. Um, I do like the Barry and Nora stuff. That was really good. I like the plot twist with Nora, the daughter of Barry and Iris, working with Eobard Thawne, which again had Harrison Wells' face, even though it doesn't make any sense. I love those, but I think it would have been better if we had a much better villain as a result. And also, I like the crisis setup as well. Um, yeah, after season 5, it's season. No, just think of a minute. Season 8. I think season 8 is a bit overrated. Um, I don't think it's just as good as season 1, 2, 3, or 6. Um, I love the Armageddon stuff, but until Reverse Flash got involved, and this is when the direction, what they made Reverse Flash into not a good villain anymore. Yeah, he did like Reverse Flashpoint and like that he killed Joe and all that because Barry was faster than him, and even he took Iris from Barry, and even though he's wearing Harrison Wells' face of how awkward it is, it would have been better if he was wearing Eddie Thawne's face to like want to terrorize Barry. Like, to believe that Barry took Eddie's life away from him. Um, that would have been better. And honestly, Rick causing it as Reverse Flash would have been dope to see. Yeah, all this happened so that that the plot was that Reverse Flash needed the Flash to save him, which I don't think he should have. He should have let him die. Like, Barry should have let Eobard die because of everything that has happened. But then how Barry saved Eobard's life was taking the Speed Force away from him, and Eobard, instead of thanking him, he's still ungrateful and ruined his life still. So to me, Eobard should have died. Yeah, I hate Reverse Flash. All my homies hate Reverse Flash. Then we went to the Deathstorm arc, which was really cool. It's good to see Ronnie again, but I do feel like we could have gotten more time with Ronnie. Yeah, and then also I think, was it season 7 that created the idea of Killer Frost and Caitlin being separate people? Well, anyway, we still have this here, which was a stupid idea. Then at least we had a Caitlin Focus episode with Ronnie and stuff, and that she wanted to bring Ronnie back. I like that Barry was questioning a bit because even though he doesn't know that it was exactly Ronnie, and then as the following episodes go, when the gave him the splicer, he becomes Deathstorm, which was awesome, which was hinting Blackest Night. We were originally going to get the Blackest Night crossover, but COVID happened, and it was such a sick design. I just felt like he could have been used more, only for Flash, I mean, Fire Frost, which was experimented with Killer Frost with the fire powers to defeat him instead of Barry defeating him. And then he dies. No goodbye to Ronnie or anything, which that's what we should have done. And then you have Killer Frost, who dies. It would have been more impactful if Caitlin and Frost stayed as one person. It would have been more impactful if Kayla died right then and there, because I just feel like they don't know what to do with her character. And then, oh yeah, I forgot to mention in season 9 that they made her Kyung, which was really stupid. Then we ended off with the negative arc, which could have been much more in my opinion. We got Matt Fletcher as, sorry, my throat, as the real Ebarthon, but he has his like being a John Doe type of character, and then that he's married to Mina Dallin. They finally introduced her, who's from the comics in New 52, known as Fast Track. And then after Barry realizing that this Eobard is not as evil, they work together to try to help Iris about the time sickness, which was a slog to go through. Well, we didn't need that at all. And then after that, then there was these negative forces now that they turn evil for reasons. They were like the villains of, but until they turn out to build up to the real Reverse Flash coming back with Harrison Wells' face again, which again doesn't make any sense. Yeah, and then you have this final battle, which was very, very cartoonish with all like the I am all the Jedi and I am all the Sith type, which was nonsensical. And they were gonna do like this Armageddon thing, and then you have like Barry stop fighting and do like a Jedi pose, which was dumb. And then it reverses all the destruction and then kills Eobard for good. But technically not. Bad way to do it. And then after season 8, you have season 4, which is not a bad of a season after all. I think a lot of people took season 4 for granted. I never hated season 4. I think season 4 was kind of a lot of fun. I just didn't like how they wasted Wally. I felt like they could have done more with Wally as a Flash, a lot more. But I really liked the non-speedster villain, the Thinker, which was really incredible. The Sanderlands really nails the role really well. Yeah, he's just, I enjoyed him the role so much, being how smarter than Barry Allen is, which is great. I think the problem was the body switching thing could have been better handled. Um, yeah, I think there were some episodes with the girls' night out, which was a first cringe episode. Other than that, I enjoyed season 4, and I have to say, Christ on Earth X was one heck of a crossover I loved. One of the best. Um, now I'm gonna go with season 6, which I really loved. The first half of season 6 of setting up Crisis was very well done, about Barry Allen's incoming doom, about him gonna vanish in Crisis was really great. Developing the characters we actually cared about was Cisco, Kaylin, Ralph. Now that those are the individual supporting cast episodes I really liked to develop. I wish we did more of that than the other characters nobody cares about. And yeah, I loved Bloodwork as a villain. I wish they could have done more with him, but COVID happened. But Last Temptation of Barry Allen, parts 1 and 2, was one of my favorite mid-season finales in history. It is up there with the season 1 mid-season finale. Was really good. Um, yeah, and then the second half of season 6 happened, and it wasn't as good as the first half of season 6. I felt like they could have done Godspeed as a villain in season 6 instead of Eva McCulloch as the Mirror Mistress. Don't care for her as much. Now, after season 6 would be season 3, which was one of my favorite seasons. I feel like this season was very overhated by a ton of fans because of how Flashpoint came to be. I agree. Flashpoint could have been like more than one episode, but yeah, I love the impact how Flashpoint came to everyone else's lives. That's how Kaylin became Killer Frost. I felt like we should have stuck with that. Savitar, despite being convoluted, I loved him as a villain. Him being Evil Barry, I did not see that coming at all, even though the twist came way too late, but it was really good because of the Flashpoint storyline. Really good. Um, yeah, I like the tone of it, even though a bit too dark, but I really like the stakes, the urgency, things like that. In this season, we should have had stuff like this in the later seasons. Season 2, one of the better seasons. Zoom, one of the best villains, yeah, recreated in comic book history. I really loved his design. One of the scariest designs I've ever seen. What a threat. I liked how we really see like the multiverse, just like in the comics. Yeah, I wish we got to see more of the new multiverse, but later on after Crisis, but COVID. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. Yeah, the build up with Iris, Barry and Iris' relationship was really well handled. Reminds me of Peter and Mary Jane's relationship in the Raimi movies. It feels very nostalgic to me. Um, yeah, the only critiques I have was I wish they kept Zoom as a mysterious character, not do the mentor figure is exactly actually the villain, that he was an evil, like he took over as Jay Garrick, being the Hunter Zolomon was Jay Garrick, which was kind of repetitive, but I loved it. That 6th episode of season 2 was one of the best seasons ever done. How menacing Zoom was, and I mean, he literally broke Barry. I mean, Like, oh yeah, it was perfection. And then the first place, like y'all know, season one. Season one is probably one of my favorite seasons that I truly loved. I've watched the season from day one. It really impacted me. It really got me into to know this iconic character. Um, really got me into the comic book world, just like Raimi Spider-Man, and it got me out of a tough time in my life. And I always loved the Flash. I really love Grant Gustin as Barry Allen. The energy reminded me of Peter Parker. I really missed that in the show. I loved Cass Bennett as Iris West. Season one remind me of Mary Jane in the Raimi Spider-Man movies. It I see the parallel between Spider-Man 2002 and the Flash 2014 series. It was right there. How the team was first introduced, of course, is the most nostalgic with Barry, Cisco, Caitlin, Wells. I wish they stuck with that instead of adding more members and the team being a focal point with season one. It didn't feel like that at all. We connect with Barry as a character, like him trying to free his dad from jail, that he was wrongfully accused of killing his mother. And I missed the whole investigation subplot about investigating the Reverse Flash, trying to get to him, which was perfectly well handled. The villain of the week was actually handled pretty well, introducing the Rogues Gallery, which is great. But yeah, I really love this season so much, like everything about it. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I would actually critique of. Yeah, I just loved it so much. It impacted me to this day, and yeah, I just love it. Um, and that twist with Harrison Wells being Reverse Flash will always be the greatest twist of all time in television history. So, so that's my ranking for the Flash. I know